So, hello everyone, and do you see me? Do you listen to me? Okay. Hello everyone, as you see we have today English lesson, and today we are going to speak about irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. As you remember, on the previous lesson, we talked about regular verbs and irregular verbs. Do you remember that in the English we have regular verbs and irregular verbs? And irregular. Sometimes our teachers, they say ed verbs because they have endings ed. And as you remember, for the regular verbs we complete with the help of ed, and for the irregular verbs it has second and third form, or it has endings ed. So today we are going to speak about irregular verbs. Irregular verbs we use to complete past simple mostly, and perfect simple. Okay. At school, your teachers always give you these sheets, table with the forms of the irregular verbs. Я думаю, все знают, учителя дают вот такие вот таблицы, список, около 200-250 слов, неправильных глаголов, второй, третьей формы. И вы должны все это выучить. In English, we have some keys how to learn irregular verbs. So, how we can identify that it is irregular verbs? With the help of endings, ed. For example, I played a football. So, we can see that it is past simple and it has regular verbs, play and endings ed. So, this regular verb. And the second sentence. He wrote me a letter. So here we use irregular verb, wrote. It is the second form of the verb. We have verb write, wrote, and the third form written. As you see, for the past simple, we use the second form of the word write, wrote. So, and of course, we have the question, do the native speakers learn by heart all the 2015 irregular verbs? No, they just know them. And you should also know all these verbs. According to the your speech, according to your writing skills, and according to how you know English language. So now I'm going to tell you about some groups of the irregular verbs, how we can divide them, how we can easily learn by heart them. Of course, we need time, a lot of time to learn them by heart, but for example, we have typical verbs we use. То есть в обиходе мы используем не все 250 и более неправильных глаголов, когда разговариваем на английском языке. Мы можем выбрать какие-то определенные глаголы, которые мы используем. Да? Я буду говорить и на казахском, и на русском, и на английском. If you have questions, you can ask them in our chat. So I have some questions. How are you today? I'm fine today. I have a lot of deals today. So now we are going to speak about irregular verbs. So for example, we have verb write. Писать. Жазу. It has the second form. Ой. Sorry. I am a little bit nervous, so I have some mistakes. Wrote and written. For example, the second, do, делать. Do, it has the second form, did and done. For example, these words, you know these verbs, you can use them every day or on your English lessons. And we have other verbs, for example, cook, готовить. This is regular verbs and it has endings ed. And for the second, it has endings ed. Of course, it's really easy to learn by heart regular verbs because regular verbs just verb and ed. For the third form, verb and ed. But how to learn the second form, the third form, the second form, and the third form of the irregular verbs. So today we are going to speak about them. Okay. Now. Просто такое простое правило. Часто задают вопросы, а как нам определить неправильный глагол в предложении или в тестах? Ребят, ну никак, просто вы должны их знать наизусть. И сегодня я расскажу несколько групп, как мы можем сделать, как мы можем легче выучить формы неправильного глагола. Okay. So, the first form, we can divide them into the groups. Okay. Так. Okay, now we can pay attention to the irregular verbs which has the same first, second and third form. Do you see? First group. First form, second form and third form. Okay, and now examples. Cut, cut and cut. Okay, we have such table and I will write some verbs. Cut, do you remember? Резать. Кесу. Қазақша. Cut, cut, cut. Put, put, put. Put, put, put. Okay, the next one. Let, let, let. It's easy. Cost, cost, cost. This, the first group of irregular verbs, it has the same first form, second form, and third form. Okay, now we can construct the sentence. For example, in the present simple, I cut a bread every day. You see, this is present simple. Present simple, то есть настоящее время, то есть я режу хлеб каждый день. If you have questions, you can write in the chat. In my opinion, did we use when we have past simple done? We use when have present perfect, right? Yes, you know, irregular verbs we can use in past simple and in perfect tense. And I will talk about it on the next lessons. Just today we're going to speak only about irregular verbs, and I will divide them into groups, how easily to learn them by heart. And you see, this sentence is present simple. I cut a bread every day. And with the help of this keyword, marker, for example, every day we can guess that it is present simple. And the second sentence, I cut a bread, for example, yesterday for my brother. And here we see that it is past simple because we have the first keyword yesterday, вчера, and here we use the second form of the verb cut. Cut, cut, cut. I cut a bread yesterday for my brother. And cut, the third form, we in English we tell it like participle. We use for perfect sentence. Okay. Perfect sentence сегодня не буду про него говорить, потому что мы его отдельно разберем, чтобы слишком сильно вас не загружать. Okay. Is everything clear? Do you have any questions? You can write in the chat under the video on YouTube. I am glad to see 3 people who is watching now, 4 people who is watching now our English lesson. So, okay, the next verb we can, for example, use the next verb. Так. For example, we can take the verb read. Read, читать. Оку. Read. 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 You see that in the first, second, and third forms it has the same letters, but we pronounce it differently. Read, read, and read. And as the example, we can write the next sentence. For example, in the present simple, just I want you to compare, to see the differences. I read this book. I read this book every evening. Я читаю эту книгу каждый вечер. So we can see that we have verb read. It is first form. It is present simple. Every evening it is The time that this action happens every day, every evening. It is present simple. And the next, for the past simple, I read this book yesterday evening. I read this book yesterday evening. And here we can see that it is the second form of the verb. And yesterday, it is the key word that we can underline that it is past simple. Okay, if you have questions, you can write in the chat. Okay, is everything understand clear with this first group, where the first, the second, and the third forms of the verbs are similar? Read, 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 put, 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 feed, 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 cut, cut, cut. Okay. Now, просто я почему хочу вам несколько групп показать, как их легко выучить. Например, в учебниках английского языка, очень часто, вот даже когда мы в школе учились, в конце учебника идет вот такой вот перечень глаголов, и они идут по алфавиту в основном. По алфавиту, и там есть глаголы, которые мы вообще иногда даже не употребляем в английском языке. И это очень сложно их выучить. То есть в основном их более 200, но мы используем около 50, около 70 глаголов. Но если вы прям очень хорошо разговариваете на английском и очень богатый у вас лексикон, то вы можете использовать эти все глаголы. Но в основном, особенно те, кто начинает только изучать английский, они используют определенные глаголы. Вы даже просто можете для себя их выписать. And today I'm showing you the groups of the verbs, how easily to learn by heart irregular verbs. Okay, the second group. The second group is where second form the same as the third form. For example, okay, now we have table. Sell, sold, sold. As you see, it is the first form, second form, and the third form. The next, tell, tell, told, told. Okay. The next verb, say, said, said. And the next verb is pay, paid, paid. So you see that there is no differences between second form and third form. This is first form. If you have, okay, I see. Teacher, I have a question. Can I go at toilet? Okay, you have very nice humor. You can go. So now examples. For example, for the present simple. Present simple we can not write. Okay, I sold. I sold. For example, if you're working in the shop, I sold a t-shirt. I sold a t-shirt. This is second form of the verb or it can be third form, but then we'll talk about perfect. The next, I told a story. Я рассказала историю. I told a story, for example, months ago. I told a story 2 months ago. So we see that it has the second form of the verb and keywords of the past simple. 2 months ago. То есть я рассказала историю 2 месяца назад. Ладно, я вам сейчас вот тут пример чисто для того, чтобы вы поняли про третью форму глагола. Она вообще в английском языке у нас оговаривается как participle, то есть она у нас используется для строения perfect sentences. Например, I have told a story. I have told a story. So we can see that this is present perfect simple. I have told a story. So here we can see the second form. I told a story 2 months ago. And in this sentence, I have told a story, we use the third form of the verb tell. Просто получается, кратко скажу, что present perfect simple это у нас время, которое совершилось в прошлом, но имеет итог в настоящем. То есть это определенный опыт. То есть опыт того, что я рассказал историю. I have told a story. Либо I have been in Africa. So, okay, we have 40 minutes. The next. Is it clear? Do you have? Okay. The next. Так. Okay. The next group is when. Third group. Third group is when it has the ending with the letter O. Okay. I will write like this. O. And for the past, second form and third form, it has endings letter E, and for the third it has ending N. So, and now examples. For example, table, blow. You see here we use letter O, blew and blown. And the next, grow, расти, grew, grown. Похоже на песенку, да? Blow, blew, blown, grow, grew, grown. And the next, know, knew, known. And the next, throw, threw, thrown. And examples. Okay, do you have any questions? No. Так, okay, and now we are going to complete some examples with these irregular verbs. Так, for example, I. Oh, okay, no. Not I. For example, my brother. My brother knew a lot of words in English. Мой брат знает много слов на английском. Знал, да? Knew. So you can see that we use the second form of the verb know. Know, knew. Okay, for example, I want to use your names. For example, а кто ты? А кто ты? For example, knew. А кто ты knew? For example, some French words. А кто-то знала несколько английских слов. То есть это у нас прошедшее время и вторая форма глагола. No. So, look at this table and remember. And then after the end of this lesson, I will give you a table on your WhatsApp chats where you can see all the irregular verbs according to these groups. Okay, the next. Okay, and the next. The third group, it has also little groups and different endings for the second and for the third forms. For example, the first, second, and third. And now I will write the endings of the verbs E and A letters, and the next one is O letters, and the third, it has the ending N. And do you have any questions? Thanks for using my name. Okay. We have verbs. Break. You see these letters. Break, broke, and broken. Is it clear for you that I'm speaking only in English? Or should I translate it into Kazakh or Russian languages? Can you write me? Is it everything clear for you? Can you write me in the chat? These two people who is watching now this lesson. Break, broke, broken. And the next. Where, wore, and won. And please tell me, should I write the translation of these verbs? Can you write me? Okay, we have only two people in our chat. So I hope that everything is clear for you, and I shouldn't translate this into Russian or Kazakh languages because it's really simple title today. Okay, the next. Choose, chose, chosen. As you see, as I have already told, you, that it has different endings. So broke, O-N, broken, war, E, worn, choose, chosen. Okay, the next verb is swear. Очень часто слышите, например, в фильмах I swear you, я клянусь тебе. Okay, swore. And the third form is sworn. If you have any questions, you can write in comments after publishing this video on YouTube portal. Or you can write in WhatsApp chat. Okay. And now we are going to complete some sentence with the help of these words. For example, так, Даяна Баирова Камушпек. For example, I don't know whether it is girl or boy. Okay, the sentence. David broke a glass. 2 days ago. Дэвид сломал стакан 2 дня назад. And we know that this is verb, the second form of the verb. David broke a glass 2 days ago. And for the third form, we can tell David has broken a glass. A glass, and he is upset now. And here we use the third form of the verb broken. This is past simple. David broke a glass 2 days ago. То есть Дэвид сломал стакан 2 дня назад. То есть мы конкретно знаем, что 2 дня назад Дэвид сломал стакан. And the next sentence. David has broken a glass and he is upset now. So this is present perfect tense. То есть Дэвид сломал стакан, и он сейчас, как сказать, грустный, опечаленный этим обстоятельством. То есть for the perfect, we did something in the past, and now we have the result. То есть для того, чтобы использовать третью форму глагола, мы используем обстоятельство, которое произошло в прошлом, но имеет сейчас результат. То есть это наш опыт. То есть Дэвид огорчен, и у него есть опыт того, что-то произошло. То есть он сломал стакан в прошлом, и он сейчас очень сильно огорчен. Окей. The next. So, the next group of the other irregular verbs. Mostly native speakers, for example, in United States of America, or for example in Great Britain, they use only the second form of the verb. And the third form of the verb they use very rare, because I don't know why. Frankly speaking, I think that it's easily to learn by heart all the irregular verbs, the first form, the second form, and the third form, and do not do any mistakes when you speak English. Okay, the next form of the irregular verbs is when the first form has the ending with the letter A, and the second form has the letters double O, and the third form has the endings "-eken". So, and now I will write took. Oh, sorry, it is the second form. The verb take, took, and taken. And mistake, mistook, and mistaken. And another verb, shake, трясти. Yes? Shook and shaken. So, I think it's clear. And now we are going to complete the sentence. For example, Arman's mother shook a bottle of water. So we see Arman's mother shook. It is the second form of the verb shake, a bottle of water. And for the third form of the irregular verbs, my daughter has shaken a bottle of glass. A bottle of water, sorry. And we see that it is present perfect tense, has shaken, has it is helper with the verb of the third form. My daughter has shaken a bottle of water. Okay, we have 20 minutes. So now we are going to talk about the next group of the verbs. I will complete only one or two sentences using second and third form of the irregular verbs. Okay, the next form is when the first form of the verb, it has the ending I, and in the endings. The second has in the endings the letter A, and third form, it has the letter U. So now, examples. Begin, began, began. So, you see, begin, began, began. Just in pronunciation, it has some differences, and we can identify the second form of the verb, of the irregular verb, and the third form of the irregular verbs according to their endings. Begin, began, began. And the next verb, swim, swam, and swam. Swim, swam, swam. Okay, the next, drink. I think that everyone knows this verb, drink. drank, drunk. And the next, for example, sing. Sing, sang, sang. So you see that it has differences in pronunciation. Okay, now we are going to complete some sentences with the help of these irregular verbs. For example, his father drank a coffee. Drank a coffee yesterday. Yesterday. So we see that according to this keyword yesterday, вчера, we can know that it is past simple. It has the second form of the verb. And the next sentence. His father has drunk, for example, a beer for 2 years. Sorry, I have got for 2 years. То есть его папа пил пиво на протяжении 2 лет. То есть сейчас есть результат. And we can see that it is present perfect tense. For 2 years, it is keyword that shows that it happens for 2 years. And now we have the result. And has drunk. Has drunk, it is helper with the third form of the verb. So, it's clear? Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, now we can see that only 2 people are watching our lesson. So I hope that after publishing this lesson on the YouTube portal, you will have some questions and you can write your questions like comments. Okay, let's write the next sentence or the next example for these irregular verbs. We have 15 minutes. For example, Anwar began reading a book. Анвар начинал чтение книги. So we can see that here we use the second form of the verb begin. And for the perfect tense, Anwar has begun reading a book. Here we can see that we use for the perfect helper and third form of the verb. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, I don't see any questions in our chat. For example, we use the third form. Mostly today I have written a lot of examples of the past simple, and let's talk a little bit about third form of the irregular verbs. It's used for perfect and passive voice. For example, we have this sentence, например, я ошеломлен. Yes? And я ошеломлен, то есть действие произошло надо мной. Да? И как мы скажем? I was shaken или I was shook? I was shaken или I was shook. So, я был ошеломлен, я был потрясен. То есть это какое-то действие, которое произошло надо мной. И поэтому мы используем, вот здесь вот вы видите, третью форму глагола. Passive voice. И, например, для perfect tense. Okay. I will write, for example, I have written a poem. I have written a poem so many times. So here we can see that helper and third form of the verb. We know that the first form is write, писать. The second form is wrote, and the third form is written. То есть я писал поэмы так много раз. То есть сейчас, например, я говорю о себе, сейчас я делаю анализ того, что в прошлом я уже писала очень много поэм. То есть у меня есть опыт написания поэм в прошлом, и сейчас я это констатирую. То есть у нас третья форма неправильных глаголов используется для того, чтобы составить настоящее совершенное время и passive voice. I was shaken. I have written a poem so many times. So I think that for today it's enough about irregular verbs. And of course, now I have already told you not all the groups of the irregular verbs. It has a lot of groups, and I will send you information about other groups, but for today we have only 1 hour, and I hope that you will learn by heart. First form, second form, and third form. Do, did, done. For example, I do exercises every day. It is present simple. I did exercises. I did exercises 2 weeks ago. It happens in the past. And I have a result now. I have done exercises at home. So you should remember that only you can learn by heart, only you can use first, second, and third forms of the verbs. Of course, you can use only irregular verbs, but sometimes you should remember that without irregular verbs you cannot complete any sentences. For example, вот просто даже элементарно на русском сказать. Конечно, вы не все можете учить неправильные глаголы английского, но просто вот так вот я скажу вам. Например, в русском языке есть слово «что», да? В русском языке есть слово такое, да? «Что». Мы все знаем, что оно пишется через «ч», но при этом мы произносим его по-разному. Что, шо, чё и так далее. Именно так же и происходит с неправильным глаголом. То есть вы должны даже просто быть честны самими перед собой и знать вторые и третьи формы глагола. And I can say that if you want to learn English, to speak fluently in English, you should work hard and pay attention to the rules of the English. Of course, not all the native speakers use irregular verbs for completing sentences, but I know that you are the best. You can do you can write sentences in your exercise book with the help of irregular verbs, and I think that you will have a lot of best advantages in the future, and everything depends only on you. Okay, good luck, have a nice day, and I'm glad that some people, 5 or 6 people, participated in our English lesson now, and I wish you only good luck. Okay, see you later.